Hello everyone and welcome back to the Benelux Speedrunner Gathering. Up next we have Owlboy by Kinnin11 and it looks like he's pumped to go, so let's just get things started alright. Good luck on your run.
Me pumped to go? You're crazy. Oh, by the way, could I hear myself? I forgot to ask that earlier. Anyways, hi everyone, and welcome to Owlboy. I'll be running the 90% category, and as you can see, I am running in a weird language. This is traditional Chinese, and it happens to be the fastest for this game. So without much further ado, I'm just gonna go by file select. Usually we run this with an auto splitter that removes all the lows and whatever, but this is fine. So, can I get a countdown, or do I have to do it myself? Oops, that was too early. That's okay. So first we gotta skip a little cutscene, and the wonderful thing about text in this game is I have to hold a single button, the F button, to skip all the text. So press F to skip everything. I kinda like that. And now we just have to wait for Azio to leave. Of course I get hit by the books. And we're gonna go into here. Some beautiful music. I'm gonna attempt a little glitch right at the start. It's called the ASIO text storage. I rarely get it, but I'm gonna try getting it. And after that, I'm gonna do another glitch, so I'll be talking about that. Nope, didn't get it. Oh well. So, what we're gonna do here is called zipping. I'll just show it off, and then you'll know why it's called zipping. There we go. That's called a zip. So what I just did there was I held down the grab and eat button at the same time, so that Otis will be trying to eat and grab the fruit at the same time. And because he's doing that, he follows around the fruit in a weird arc, and that causes you to zip. And I messed that one up. There we go. Also, another thing you might be noticing is I keep rolling and rolling and rolling. If you rebind the rolling button on your keyboard, you can hold down the button and you will roll infinitely, basically, like frame perfectly and everything. So yeah, I just did another zip right there to get me out of bounds, and I have to go down there real quick because this section has a lot of cutscenes that are done sequentially. I still can't hear myself, by the way. Because they are done sequentially, oh, there we go. Okay, now I can hear myself. That was my own fault. Can you turn down the game audio then, though? But yeah, because we have to go by them sequentially, we actually have to be careful right here. Because in earlier patch, there were cutscenes all over this place, but they've been since removed. However, the triggers for those cutscenes have not been removed. So we have to move through this section very carefully to make sure that we hit every single cutscene trigger. And if we don't do that, we can't really finish this section. So right there, you saw me roll on the ground. That was again to make sure I hit a cutscene. And now we're gonna, out of bounds, get into this trigger for the boss. However, we're not gonna be fighting the boss at all because, well, we're out of bounds. So we're gonna have this little music for a bit. It's a little loud on the music. I'll just say that. This is the loudest the game gets. Mostly because it's trying to play two things at once right now. We just have to wait a little bit. So here we're gonna get trapped, and I'm gonna try releasing myself. There we go. And then release my good friend Getty over here. And here we're gonna get probably the most important thing in the game, mostly like from just the game's main mechanic. This is going to be the teleporter. And it basically allows us to teleport partners to us, which is very important throughout the game. I'm gonna count here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And gonna just skip the cutscene there. It's just a little cutscene. Doesn't really do much. Here I'm gonna just mash to get through here. Now, the teleporter isn't perfectly programmed for this game. Mainly because of, well, you can do this with it. I'll line up. There we go. By teleporting your partner to a certain spot, you can basically just teleport out of bounds, basically. And we call that partner clipping, and we're going to be doing that a lot more throughout the run, so keep an eye out on that one. So yeah, this is a little bit of story-related stuff. The idea in the game is basically you have these robot pirates. Yes, you heard that right, robot pirates that are trying to assemble a giant super weapon and destroy the last human settlement and stuff like that. But yeah, we're gonna be sequence breaking so much that the story doesn't matter. So we're gonna do another zip. There we go. And this one actually keeps us in bounds, but it sets us up perfectly for this zip to get ourselves out of bounds again. And this way we can escape Valley before, without having to get rid of all the pirates and stuff. And that really helps out. However, in later on you'll notice that it also has a few downsides, because the pirates will still be there when we return later. So now we're gonna get over here. And we're gonna go into the Owl Temple next. Now, we could enter normally, but you know, I really like the zips, so I'm gonna do another zip. Sometimes they can be a little bit tricky because you have to like frame perfectly release both of the mouse buttons at the same time, so they can get a little bit tricky. Here we're gonna do another partner clip. This one takes a little bit more effort. So I'm basically just lining up and going down just a little bit so it works. So there's two zips you can do here. There's a hard one and an easy one. I'm gonna go for the easy one because I'm lame. And the hard one I've never been able to make work, so we're not gonna do that in a marathon setting. That sounds like a bad idea. Instead, we're just gonna go over here, reload to get back in bounds, and keep going. So when you normally play this game here, you have like Alphonse press the button and it teaches you like, hey, you can press those buttons. But instead, because we never really fight him, we only see him right here. And I got Gaddy Toss. So what you can do here is you can actually fold down while that cutscene is playing. If I manage to get that in time. So right here, I'm gonna try skipping another cutscene. Didn't get it. So it's not a very hard, big thing to miss this one. Now the fun thing is, if I teleport Alphonse to myself, this happens. Because the game still thinks that he is a boss, so he'll hurt me until I reload the game. It's kind of odd like that. How they basically use the same like character object for that. So here we're just gonna go out of bounds again. I'm gonna fly over here because fun things happen usually. Oh, they didn't happen. Oh, now I'm sad. So yeah, we're basically done in the Owl Temple. So now we're just gonna go out of bounds for this bit and just fly and just. Oh, don't worry about that. That's normal. We're just gonna fly out of bounds for a little while. So we can get all the way back to the entrance of the Owl Temple. I do like seeing the parallax going on here. And now I'm gonna try and do a cutscene skip. Come on. There we go. There we go. We skipped the cutscene. For some reason, if you skip that cutscene, the entire world just turns dark. And you have to find your way by audio cues, basically. I'll have to focus there a little bit. Okay, on to the next bit. So because we haven't really had enough zips yet, I'm gonna do another zip here. There we go. And just fly through here. So I'm absolutely not supposed to be in this area yet. Or at least the area I'm going. I'm gonna go over here, and this is where I'm not supposed to be. But that's fine. We're just gonna clip out of bounds again, because what are bounds even? And by flying over here, we're gonna see something really weird. These are all enemies. For some reason, they're arrayed in this pattern, and one of them has a loading zone to this bit. We really don't know why. Probably something the devs left behind. But here we're gonna get our next partner. This is going to be Twig. And Twig has some really cool properties. Because we entered this area on the incorrect way, whenever we're in this area, Twig is gonna be glitched, basically. And we can use that to our advantage. We like to call that Twig talk, by the way. Yo, I skipped the cutscene. Nice. That one is really hard to skip. So here we're going to talk to Twig, and he just pushes us out of bounds. Thank you, Twig. And we're going to go straight into this area, which is almost the end of the game, basically. Well, close to it. And Twig is also really useful for movement, because he has this grappling thing. He's kind of like a Spider-Man. So by abusing his ability, you can very easily... Oh, I do need you. You can very easily travel through the areas. There we go. That bomb can insta-kill me if I'm not careful. So in the mothership, this is the mothership of the pirates. Here they have already assembled all the super weapons. Basically because we skipped so much of the story that we didn't even get that. But we're gonna try and see if we can bust that free. However, the robots are smart, and they realize that we are very, very vulnerable to neurotoxin. So they're gonna be using it right here to try and like snuff us out. Yeah, this game is not always fun. But luckily there's a button here that turns off the neurotoxin, because it's always very useful to have a random button somewhere to turn off neurotoxin. Oh, nice. I think I'm in the air now. Nice little elevator. There we go. Here we got more bombs. There we go. If you like spin through the bombs, they won't hurt you, which is nice. Here we get a little bit more story. And yeah, it's gonna be hard for me to really explain the story. It's a really cool story though, and the game is definitely cool, so go play it when you're done watching. So here we're gonna use Twig a little bit more, and we're gonna set up another glitch. So right now I'm holding Twig, but the game doesn't think I'm holding Twig. It's really weird, and because of that I can clip out of bounds like that, and even though I'm technically not holding Twig, the game will continue to think I'm holding Twig. So here we're gonna grab up Alphonse real quick. Don't worry about that happening. Oh, come on. Come on, Twig. Apparently Twig is unable to do his magic right now. Damn you, Twig. I'm just gonna fall here and reload to get back in bounds. Don't worry about it. There we go. And on to the next bit. Wait. Okay. So by quickly going up here, I actually skip a whole bunch of movement because you can see those doors closing. And we're gonna get into our very first and one of two bosses that we're gonna be fighting. This is Dirk. Dirk has some good music. In the first phase, what I basically just do is I dodge all of his thingies. You can use Twig for this, but I like this a lot better because he just completely misses everything. And then he's gonna charge at us. And we try to make sure that he flies on to the left because that basically goes by a lot faster. And now he throws 3 daggers at a time. But it's easy to just dodge them all, like this. Or, wow, so cocky. That third one always messes me up a little bit. And now we're going to go into the third phase. Now the wonderful thing about the third phase is that there's a safe spot. So we're going to walk into the safe spot right here. And how are you doing, guys at hosting? Doing okay?
I'm doing fairly well. How about you?
Yeah, I'm doing fine.
I'm having quite the fine day. Sadly, we do not have any donations, so you know.
Okay. Oh well.
Things goes as they goes.
Yeah, maybe next time. Anyways, back to focus. And that's Dirk. It's actually really funny. I recently talked to another runner about this. Dirk, when you're playing it casually for the first time, is probably one of the hardest bosses. And now he's just like really easy once you kind of know what he does. And that safe spot makes it even easier. So it's just kind of silly. There are definitely harder bosses. I can tell you that, having run all bosses. So yeah, now we're just gonna wait a little bit, get some text. And we're gonna go straight into the super weapons right now. Again, using Twig for some extra movement. And these are the super weapons. You can see they're properly caged. And I don't think we'll be able to get them free. Well, we can try, I guess. So for this section, it's actually kind of interesting because no one really knows exactly how this bit works. So if you don't do anything, eventually the cutscene you get at the end will play. But if you do things, it goes faster, and we don't exactly know what to do exactly. So we just do what everyone does, and that's how we get here. Also, I love the text coming up here, because if you directly translate this, it says, swallows down saliva. Chinese is a wonderful language. I love it. Anyways. So here we're gonna go towards the big bad, biggest war bot that's ever been made. We're gonna go towards Molstrom, and that's why Otis is a little bit afraid, a little bit scared. And now I'm gonna just hold down one button and relax a little bit for a little while, because this is all just cutscene. I think it's about 3 minutes of cutscene. So if you got anything to say, host, please feel free to, because I've got some time.
Well, first of all, I would like to remind everyone that we are the Benelux Speedrunner Gathering. We organize monthly gatherings in the Benelux for speedrunners, and we are currently streaming live from Alphen aan den Rijn in the Netherlands. We would also like to thank ESA for supporting the event and for allowing us to stream on their channel. They've been great people to work with, even in a changing experience. And you can also, for the viewers out there, you can consider using your free monthly Prime subscription right here on the ESA channel. That will get you access to both the ESA and the BSG emotes, and you get to support both of our events. Also, we are raising money for the Dutch Cancer Society, a nationwide organization committed to fight cancer while aiming for more cure and a higher quality of life for those already fighting the disease. 95% of your donations will go to the Dutch Cancer Society. The other 5% will help improve BSG. So, how much cutscene is left?
We've got some.
Oh, at least Izzy says hi.
Hi, Izzy. But yeah, what we just saw in the cutscene, by the way, is that this guy that's been helping us out called Solus just stole the super weapons, and apparently he was double crossing the pirates, and now Molstrom is really angry at us. But luckily, Getty just comes in, saves the day, and we can just run away. But not until Molstrom throws his anchor at Otis and knocks him out.
And just to snipe the final bit of the cutscene, we did get a €1 anonymous donation. Thank you, Anonymous.
Thank you, Anonymous. Very much appreciated. But yeah, anyways, here's some more text going on, but I'm just skipping it all. Press F to pay respects to all the cutscene, all the text you're not going to be seeing. Well, because that's what I'm doing. And I can just take my hands off now. There's not really much cutscene right here. Actually, there's more cutscene coming up, I just remembered. This is kind of like, the first half of the speedrun is really, really cool, really interesting, really skip-heavy. And then it just all grinds to a halt to just like give you like 4 minutes of cutscene, half a minute of gameplay, and then another 3 minutes of cutscene. It's yeah. But yeah, earlier I reminded you guys, I'm gonna remind you guys that, hey look, we've got all these ships here. So they actually all shoot cannonballs at us, but because we haven't cleared this area yet, oh nice, I got it first try. All the cannonballs are completely invisible. Luckily, we didn't get hit by them. That would have been really embarrassing. It happens a lot, though. You can just like randomly get hit, and you're like, oh god, got hit by a random cannonball. So I hear a bit of a story like, oh no, the world is just floating into space or something.
So you're saying the invisible cannonballs were the super weapon?
They would be. Sadly, they aren't. That would be something. Because the super weapon actually completely destroyed the village already in the game. Spoilers. There, this cutscene played twice, by the way, if you were paying attention. That's because it's a cutscene that we haven't cleared yet properly, and we're never going to be able to clear it properly. Anyways, the crazy professor needs a crazy laugh, so here we go. Apparently this entire house we've just been flying by is actually a rocket to space. There we go. Ain't that wonderful? Now we got a little cutscene of everyone like, oh my god, look at that, it's a rocket. Wait, what is it? We don't have a word for rocket because rockets have never actually been invented yet. Look, characters we've never seen. Those are great characters though, I love them. Also, the game has wonderful music. But yeah, we're going up into space. Boom. So yeah, this area is called the Owl Tower, and because it's so high up in space, we're not actually going to be able to fly. And this little bit actually shows you that you can't do it. I can make it a little bit faster by making Otis drop, and then Sully does that. I love that. But yeah, the game basically explains to you you can't fly right now. So we're gonna have to be a little bit resourceful later on, because one of the skips that we want to do involves flying upwards. And here we get to another little bit of cutscene, and then we're going to be entering the Owl Tower, as it's called. And because Otis is an owl, the Owl Tower just opens up for him, because that's totally how that works. Getty is afraid. And we're just going to go in. So basically what we're trying to do now is we're trying to stop Solus from using the super weapons to, because we don't think he's actually smart enough to be able to handle them. And he might just destroy the world or something. That's what we're afraid of. So we're going to try and stop Solus over there. But to do that, we have to try and catch up to him. So let's go. So one of the dynamics of not being able to fly right now is that we have that little bit. Whenever you do try to fly, Otis gets like really tired and just flops down instantly. And we're going to be using that to our advantage because it has a little bit of a weird glitch with it. Another important note, you see that little flash of light, by the way. If I cancel flying before the flash of light, I actually have to restart flying real quick, because if I don't do that, I just will instantly fall down. Oop. And here's a little glitch with it. You can do a little dash at the end. You're not supposed to be able to do that dash, but it makes the space movement a lot easier, and we're gonna use that later on as well. If I don't fall to my death too many times, at least. So here the Otis getting tired thing is very important for me to trigger, otherwise I won't be able to do all those jumps. And now we're gonna set up for a very cool glitch. This is called the library skip, because it skips the library skip. That is a lot harder, but I do have to focus on this one, so I'm going to be a little bit quiet. So I'm not completely sure what triggers this, but it's a wonderful little glitch that allows us to get up there, and there we go. That was perfect. That is a lot harder than I made it look. You have to time all of your inputs at the right moment. So the moment that Otis starts like flashing white, you have to start your inputs. If you do it too early, oh my lord, you will basically not be able to perform the glitch at all. You'll just get stuck and fall down. I'm not gonna make that. Trying to find a bit of space movement is a little tricky. Especially this bit. I'm gonna try and skip 2 of those floating rocks by doing this. I can only skip 1. Or I can just die. Yeah, sure, why not? Trying to do this bit fast can be very obnoxious. Nope, didn't get it again. I'm gonna count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. There's a cutscene trigger there, and I triggered the cutscene from happening without being movement locked. And because I did that, I can skip this cutscene, and we just skipped an auto-scroller. Just like that. It's a really wonderful little skip, and I really like doing it. Here we're gonna do some more twig movement, and we're gonna come up to... I did not want to eat that, thank you. And we're gonna come up to Solus. We're gonna skip his cutscene, and then we're gonna fight Solus. Now Solus is a very weird fight. He has the 3 super weapons called the relics. And what we need to do is, with each partner, we have to shoot one of them down. So we basically just have to force him a bit. And all of his movements are completely random. All the attacks he does, and he's not giving me very good luck. Okay, there we go. That's phase 1. Phase 2 is going to work exactly the same. I hope to get lucky this time. Otis. I mean, Solus. Solus can really be annoying. You can actually lose a lot of time, because there are a couple of moves that he does that basically make it impossible to really hit him easily. There we go. And now the final phase, he actually can randomly do moves that basically render him invincible. So we have to get really lucky to not get that at all. He always does this at the start, and I'm really bad at dodging them. But today is a good day for it, I guess. It's giving me decent luck right now. Oh, never mind. So this is one of those moves that you can barely really deal damage to him. Oh, that was the wrong thing. Lord. Come on, Solus. And there we go, that's Solus down. Woo! I have actually died here during practice earlier, so I'm happy I didn't have that happen. But yeah, now we're gonna hold F for a while again. Got a nice little cutscene explaining the whole backstory of why Solus is doing what he's doing and about the owls and whatever. Luckily for us, it's completely in Chinese, so anyone who can't read Chinese won't be spoiled at all. But yeah, we're just sitting over here, just chilling. Some nice music. This game has a lot of good music, honestly. It's a little bit like classic epic movie style, but hey, it works for me. So yeah, and here like we agree like, hey Solus, we're gonna try and help you because what you're doing is actually good. Because he isn't trying to use the super weapons to destroy things. No, he's trying to use the relics rather, to basically fix the world. Because at one point something happened that made everything float. And we're gonna fix that. So just have to wait a little bit here to get the cutscenes done. They were like, yeah, sure, we'll help. And so I was like, oh, you're gonna help me? Seriously? Yeah, sure. Sadly for us, though, we're not alone here. Because here's Molstrom, who is still extremely mad that Solus stole the relics from him. And right here is the only cutscene that we can skip right now. And then we're gonna go straight into this bit. It's very hard for me to explain what happens, but basically Otis right now is infused with the relics, and we're gonna try and get the totem to work again. And some really good music here, so I'm gonna be quiet. And there we go. We fixed the totem. And now we're gonna get some more cutscenes, because who doesn't love cutscenes? But yeah, my friends have been holding Molstrom back. However, the totem gives a 0 chill. And he's just gonna blow everyone away. And then he's gonna absorb Otis. And when he's done with that, and for some reason that produces what is called the Hex. And Molstrom is like, ha! Ha! Look at this tiny little Hex! Ah, you think you can destroy me with that? Ha 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 ha! Well, yes. And he's gone. So that's one less murderous robot in the world. There we go. And now we're in what is called the dream world, because we're sort of kind of almost dead. So we're just gonna fly and do this little movement again. It's the same as the dashing on in space, except this time we have to keep doing it. This is the fastest way of travel through here. Do get ready on time in a little bit. We're almost at the end. We time a little bit later because that's when the final like meaningful input happens. We don't really time at Solus because of that. I go down here and get ready on time. And time. .34:36 is actually pretty okay. I don't actually remember what my PB is, but the problem is we always run this with a loadless timer. And because of that, well, we can't really say if this is PB or not. But anyways, thank you everyone for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the craziness that is Owlboy, and I'll take you back over to Sniper, I guess.
Oh, I won't be taking over for all too long because we will be playing some ads and then we will move on to Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, Explorers of Sky, and then the Beat Drowsy Randomizer.